Beloved, I want to tell you today, your season of waiting is not wasted. God has seen your tears, your faith, and your perseverance when everything around you said, "It's over." You have been sowing in faith, praying when others stopped, believing when circumstances told you not to. And I tell you now, your financial breakthrough is coming. Heaven has taken notice of your faith, your quiet endurance, your steadfast trust when there was no visible reason to keep believing. God has seen every moment you chose faith over fear, every time you refused to complain, every offering you gave even when it stretched you, every time you said, "God, I still believe." None of that has gone unnoticed. There are seasons when it feels like you are walking through a desert where every door is closed, where your efforts bring no fruit, where it seems like God is silent. But hear me, silence does not mean absence. God is not ignoring you. He is working behind the scenes. When you prayed for provision and nothing seemed to move, He was already preparing the answer. He was aligning the right people, opening unseen paths, orchestrating divine timing. God's miracles often begin underground, hidden like a seed that must first break before it can sprout. You may not see it yet, but something is shifting. Your faith has set things in motion in the unseen realm. The world may tell you that your job, your business, or the economy determines your worth, but you are not limited by the systems of this world. God is your source. He is not confined to the stock market, to human opportunities, or to your current salary. When He blesses you, He does it in ways that defy explanation. Remember, He fed thousands with 5 loaves and 2 fish. He filled empty nets that had caught nothing all night. He brought water out of a rock. That same God is still working miracles today. What He did before, He will do again. When man says, "There is no way," God says, "Stand back and see my power." And when God moves, He does not need permission from your circumstances. He does not ask for approval from the economy. He simply speaks and it happens. He can open doors that no one can close. He can turn lack into abundance, debt into testimony, scarcity into overflow. Your part is to keep believing, to keep declaring that He is faithful. Faith is not a feeling. It is a decision. It's waking up every morning, even when nothing seems different, and saying, "God, you are still my provider. You are still in control. My miracle is on the way." And when God sees that kind of faith, pure, unwavering, relentless, He releases His favor, not small blessings, but pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So don't give up now. Don't let fear whisper that it's too late. God's timing is perfect. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The drought is ending. The clouds are gathering, and rain is coming. God has seen your faith, and He is about to reward it openly. Soon you will stand and testify, "The Lord has done great things for me." What you've been believing for, praying for, waiting for, it's coming. Your faith has reached heaven, and heaven is responding. Your financial breakthrough is on the way because God has seen your faith. There are times in life when we feel like we are walking through a desert. The ground beneath us seems dry, the sky feels silent, and every effort we make seems to vanish into nothingness. You may have prayed for open doors only to see them close one after another. You may have planned, worked, and given your best, yet the results have not matched your expectations. You may even have wondered, "God, do you see me? Do you care that I'm struggling?" My friend, God not only sees you, He has been watching every moment of your journey. He has not forgotten a single prayer you whispered through tears, nor a single act of faith you made when no one else was watching. Every sacrifice, every seed, every step of obedience has been recorded in heaven. God never forgets a seed of faith. When you honor Him in your giving, when you choose integrity over shortcuts, when you remain faithful even when it costs you something, you are setting into motion the laws of divine harvest. You may not see the growth yet, but deep beneath the surface, your faith is at work. Faith is like a seed planted in the soil. It disappears for a time, hidden from sight, but that does not mean it's dead. It's germinating. It's pushing roots deep where no one can see. And when the time is right, it breaks through the ground with unstoppable strength. So don't be discouraged by the silence. Don't assume nothing is happening just because you can't see results. God often works in the invisible before He reveals His miracle in the visible. While you are praying, He is preparing. While you are waiting, He is weaving together the threads of your breakthrough. God is aligning people, timing, and circumstances to bring you into a place of increase that only He can orchestrate. Sometimes, before God gives the miracle, He builds the faith to sustain it. He is more interested in shaping your heart than in simply filling your hands. He allows the waiting to strengthen your trust, because when you finally step into your breakthrough, you will not only have more, you will be more. You'll have deeper faith, unshakable confidence, and a testimony that no one can take away. Your faith, even in the quiet seasons, is powerful. It is your declaration that your source is not this world. You are saying, "My trust is not in the bank account, not in the job, not in the people around me. My trust is in the Lord." When you stand in that place of unwavering confidence, heaven responds. God begins to open doors that you didn't even knock on. He begins to pour favor in areas you didn't even expect. And when the breakthrough comes, it will come suddenly. One opportunity, one phone call, one connection can turn everything around in a single moment. That is how God works, not gradually, but gloriously. The same God who sent ravens to feed Elijah, who multiplied oil for a widow, who filled empty nets for weary fishermen, that same God is about to fill your life with divine provision. So lift your heart again. Don't stop believing just because it's hard. Every time you choose faith over fear, you move closer to your miracle. God is faithful to His promises. He has seen your faith and He will reward it. Your breakthrough is not a matter of if, but when. And that when is closer than you think. There is a divine principle that never changes when man says, "There is no way." God says, "Stand back and watch what I can do." The God we serve specializes in impossibilities. When human effort fails, divine power begins to move. You may be standing in a situation where everything seems shut down. The finances look impossible, the debts seem overwhelming, the opportunities are gone. But let me remind you, God is not limited by what you see. He is not controlled by the economy, by circumstances, or by statistics. He does not operate according to the systems of this world. He speaks and creation responds. He commands and doors open. He declares and life appears where there was only emptiness. The same God who provided manna in the wilderness has not changed. The same power that parted the Red Sea, that turned a shepherd into a king, that brought Joseph from prison to the palace, that power is still active today. He still makes streams flow in deserts and brings abundance out of scarcity. When He decides to bless you, no barrier can stand in His way. People may overlook you, resources may run out, and opportunities may pass by. But when God's favor locates you, everything begins to shift in your direction. You might feel like the widow with just a little oil left, saying, "This is all I have." But when God enters the equation, the little becomes much. He multiplies what seems insignificant until it overflows. He takes what's left in your hands and breathes His power upon it. Don't underestimate what you have. The seed in your hand may be small, but the harvest in God's plan is great. You only need to put your little in the hands of a limitless God. Maybe right now you are saying, I've prayed, I've believed, but nothing is happening. Let me tell you, the miracle often begins in silence. Just because you can't hear thunder doesn't mean the rain isn't coming. The cloud may be the size of a man's hand, but it carries a storm of blessings. God moves in ways that are often quiet at first, a shift in the spirit before a change in the physical. The delay is not denial, it's divine preparation. He is preparing the place, the time, and the hearts involved. Behind every closed door, there is divine movement. You may not see it, but God is setting things in order. The connection you need, the opportunity you've prayed for, the financial release you've been waiting for, it's being arranged even now. Your part is to stay in faith, to keep your eyes on Him, not on the obstacles. Because when God steps in, He doesn't need time, He needs only a moment. One act of divine favor can reverse years of struggle. One word from His mouth can cancel debt, restore loss, and lift you to a level you never dreamed possible. So, stop worrying about how it will happen. God's ways are higher than ours. He doesn't need to explain His methods. He only asks for your trust. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. He who fed a multitude with 5 loaves, He who turned water into wine, He who filled empty nets with fish after a night of failure, He is still the same today. What He did then, He can do again. Your situation is not too hard for Him. The mountain may look tall, but He can move it. The storm may be fierce, but He can calm it. The debt may look heavy, but He can erase it. All He needs is your faith, not perfect, not flawless, just sincere. Keep believing, keep declaring, keep expecting. The miracle is already on its way. God is faithful. When man says there is no way, He creates one. When everything seems lost, He steps in and turns it around. Your financial breakthrough is not only possible, it's inevitable, because the God who made a way before will make a way again. You see, faith is not just believing when everything is going well. Faith is standing firm when there's no visible sign of victory. It's easy to praise God when the bank account is full, when opportunities are flowing, and when life feels stable. But true faith shines brightest in the dark. It's when there's nothing left but a promise, when all you have is a whisper from God, and still you say, I trust you. That's the kind of faith that moves heaven. That's the kind of faith that touches the heart of God. Faith is not about seeing the evidence, it's about believing despite the absence of it. When Abraham had no child, he still called himself the father of many nations. When the widow had only a handful of flour, she still baked the bread for the prophet. When Peter had fished all night and caught nothing, he still obeyed when Jesus said, "Try again." Faith does not argue with the facts, it declares the truth above the facts. The facts may say you don't have enough, the facts may say you are in debt, the facts may say it's impossible, but the truth says, "My God shall supply all my needs according to His riches in glory." Every time you choose to believe instead of doubt, every time you speak faith instead of fear, every time you thank God in advance instead of complaining about what's missing, you are exercising the power of faith. You are building something in the spirit that will manifest in the natural. Faith is not passive, it's active. It speaks, it acts, it gives, it obeys even when there's no sign of reward. When God sees such faith, He releases supernatural provision. You may say, I don't see anything changing. That's all right. Faith doesn't depend on sight. The invisible world moves before the visible world shifts. The answer may already be on its way, while you're still wondering if God heard you. The delay you feel is often the delivery being arranged. The moment you prayed, God set things in motion. Angels were dispatched, circumstances began to align. Hearts were stirred, God started preparing what you asked for, even though you can't yet see it. Faith is what allows you to rest while others panic. It's what lets you declare abundance in the middle of lack, peace in the middle of uncertainty, and victory while the battle still rages. Faith is what makes you say, I don't know how, but I know who. You don't have to know the details when you know the deliverer. You don't have to know the path when you trust the one guiding your steps. And hear me, God always honors faith. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. When he finds a heart that refuses to give up, that keeps worshiping in the wilderness and keeps trusting in the test, he opens the floodgates of heaven. He provides in ways that make you stand in awe. He restores what was lost and multiplies what was left. Maybe you've been holding on for a long time and it feels like nothing is happening. But the truth is, something is happening deep inside you. Your faith is growing stronger. You're being prepared to handle the blessing God is about to release. Because when it comes, it won't be small. It will be pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The waiting will be worth it. The struggle will make sense. The tears will turn into testimony. So lift your head high and don't let go of your faith now. The breakthrough is already written in heaven's calendar. God has seen your steadfastness, your prayers, your sacrifices. He has seen your faith, and that faith is about to be rewarded. Stay ready, stay expectant. What was impossible yesterday will become your reality tomorrow. God is faithful, and your faith will not fail you. So, lift your eyes today. Stop saying, I don't have enough. Stop repeating the language of lack, because every time you speak lack, you strengthen it. Begin to declare abundance. Begin to speak the language of faith, the language of heaven. Say, God is my provider. He is my source. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He opens doors no man can shut. He makes rivers flow in the desert. When you change your words, you change your world. Your confession sets the direction of your miracle. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and when your mouth agrees with God's promises, the impossible begins to move toward you. God never designed you to live in fear or in scarcity. You are a child of the Most High, and your inheritance is abundance, peace, and provision. That doesn't mean you will never go through challenges. It means that challenges cannot stop what God has planned for you. Even in seasons of lack, God provides. Even in times of pressure, He makes a way. Remember, the Israelites walked through a wilderness with no stores, no farms, no markets, and yet they never lacked bread. Every morning, fresh manna came down from heaven. Every day, provision met them where they were. That same God is watching over you. He knows your needs before you even speak them. Your circumstances might say, there's not enough. But heaven says, I am more than enough. You might look at your resources and think, how can I pay this? How can I make it through? But look beyond the numbers and lift your faith to the one who multiplies what's in your hand. The widow only had a little oil, but when she trusted God's word, the oil didn't stop flowing. The disciples had just a few loaves and fish, but when they placed them in Jesus' hands, it fed thousands. When you surrender your not enough to God, He turns it into more than enough. Your breakthrough will not come by striving, but by believing. The battle is not yours, it belongs to the Lord. Your responsibility is to trust, to give, to speak faith, and to expect. God's responsibility is to perform His word, and He never fails. He is not a man that He should lie, nor the Son of Man that He should change His mind. If He said He will bless you, He will bless you. If He said He will provide, He will provide. The key is to stop letting fear lead your decisions. Fear says, save everything, hold back, protect yourself. Faith says, give so, trust God, and watch Him multiply it. When you give in faith, you break the power of financial fear. You're saying, God, you're my source, not this paycheck, not this account, not this economy. And when God sees that kind of trust, He releases supernatural provision. He takes care of His own. Don't measure your future by what you see today. God is not limited by your present. He is the God of increase, the God of overflow. Your breakthrough will come not in your timing, but in His perfect time. And when it comes, it will come swiftly, it will come abundantly, and it will come in such a way that everyone around you will know that only God could have done it. There is a blessing that's about to overtake you, blessings you didn't work for, favor you didn't expect, doors you didn't knock on. It will come pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You've been faithful in the little, and now God is preparing to trust you with much. So don't speak defeat, speak destiny. Don't dwell on what you lack, focus on the one who lacks nothing. The breakthrough is on its way. The heavens are about to open over your life. God has seen your faith, your endurance, your patience, your generosity, and now He is ready to pour out a blessing you won't have room to contain. Soon you will testify, the Lord has done great things for me, and I am filled with joy. Beloved, this is not just a word of encouragement, it is a prophetic declaration. The drought is ending, the waiting is over, the heavens are opening, and God is about to turn your situation around. You have prayed, you have believed, you have endured, and now you are standing on the edge of fulfillment. God has seen your faith, and your financial breakthrough is coming. The long nights of wondering if He still remembers you are about to end, because He has not forgotten a single word you've spoken in prayer. Every tear, every offering, every act of obedience has been a seed, and the season of harvest is here. You may have felt overlooked, but you have not been abandoned. You may have been tested, but you were never forsaken. God has been preparing something greater than you imagined. Sometimes He allows delays not to deny you, but to develop you, to strengthen your spirit, to stretch your capacity, and to position you for a blessing bigger than what you were asking for. When the breakthrough comes, it will make sense why the waiting was necessary. What took time to grow will have deep roots, and what took patience to build will have lasting strength. The drought is breaking, the clouds are gathering, the wind of God is moving. It may start small, a phone call, a new idea, a small opportunity, but it carries the promise of overflow. Don't despise the small beginnings, because the small beginning is the seed of a great manifestation. Elijah saw a tiny cloud the size of a man's hand, yet he knew it was the signal of abundant rain. What you are seeing right now might seem insignificant, but it's the beginning of a divine downpour. You've been faithful in the unseen, and now God is ready to reward you in the open. People will look at your life and say, "How did this happen?" And you will answer, "It was God." Because this kind of blessing cannot be explained, it can only be witnessed. When God blesses, He does it in such a way that even your enemies must acknowledge His hand upon your life. The same mouths that doubted you will declare, "The Lord has done great things for them." And when the breakthrough comes, don't forget, it's not just for you. God blesses you so you can be a blessing. He fills your cup so that it can overflow into others. The provision He's about to release will not only cover your needs, but will empower you to lift others, to give generously, to sow into lives and purposes far beyond your own. You are not called to survive. You are called to overflow. You are not meant to just get by. You are meant to walk in abundance that reflects the faithfulness of your Father. So prepare yourself. Begin to praise Him in advance. Thank Him not just for what you see, but for what's already been released in the Spirit. Your words create atmosphere. Speak like the breakthrough is already here. Wake up every morning and declare, "My season of lack is over. My time of favor has come. The heavens are open over me." Every chain that held your finances captive is being broken. Every delay that tried to frustrate your purpose is being removed. Every curse that was spoken against your progress is being reversed by the blood of Jesus. The doors that were closed are unlocking. The opportunities that were withheld are being released. What was stolen is being restored, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Get ready to walk into a new chapter, one marked by divine provision, supernatural increase, and undeniable favor. The same God who began this journey with you is about to finish it with glory. You've carried the promise in your heart. Now you will hold it in your hands. The waiting has not been in vain. The tears have not been wasted. God has seen your faith, and now your breakthrough is here. Soon you will stand and testify, "The Lord has done great things for me, and I am filled with joy." Hold your head high, for soon you will testify, "The Lord has done great things for me, and I am filled with joy." The same God who spoke light into the darkness is about to speak into your situation. He is not finished with you. He is just beginning to reveal what he has been preparing all along. The pain you endured was not for nothing. The struggle was shaping you. The delay was protecting you. And the waiting was building you into someone who can carry the weight of what is coming. God's blessings are not light. They require strength, humility, and wisdom to handle. That is why he took his time with you. You are being prepared for a miracle that will not fade away, a blessing that will last. When the breakthrough comes, it won't come as a whisper. It will come as a roar. It will shake the very ground beneath your feet. The doors that were locked for years will swing open in a moment. People who overlooked you will see you rise in favor, and they will not be able to explain it. What seemed delayed will come suddenly. One divine encounter can change everything. One opportunity can turn the tide completely. The same God who took Joseph from prison to palace overnight can lift you in ways that defy human logic. You have been faithful in the shadows, and now the light of God's favor is about to shine on you. Your story is about to change. You will no longer speak of lack and struggle. You will speak of grace and overflow. The financial pressure that weighed on you will be replaced by divine peace. The nights of anxiety will turn into mornings of laughter. The same hands that trembled in uncertainty will lift in worship, saying, "Look what the Lord has done." And when that moment comes, remember, it was not your strength that got you here. It was your faith.
It was the unseen hand of God working through every challenge, guiding every step, and aligning every detail.
What looked like rejection was actually redirection. What looked like loss was divine preparation. You thought some things ended, but they were only transitions into something greater. God always has a purpose behind what he permits. He will use even the pain to prosper you. He will use the closed doors to push you into better ones. He will use the people who walked away to make room for the right ones to enter. Nothing you've endured will be wasted. God is the master weaver. He threads the dark and light strands of life into a tapestry of beauty.
When you see it all together, you will understand why it had to happen the way it did. Your testimony will not just be words, it will be evidence.
Those around you will see what faith can do. Your life will become a living example of God's goodness. People who doubted God's power will believe again because of what he does in you. You will inspire others to keep trusting, to keep sowing, to keep believing. God never blesses one person just for their sake. He blesses them to become a vessel of hope for others. So don't shrink back when the breakthrough comes. Walk boldly into the abundance he's prepared for you. Use it for good, be generous, be thankful, build what honors God. Remember where you came from and let gratitude guide your heart. What you are about to receive is not ordinary. It's the kind of blessing that carries purpose. It will not just fill your pockets. It will fill your life with peace, joy, and divine fulfillment. The struggle is ending, the season is shifting, and your testimony is forming. Soon, very soon, you will say with a full heart and a radiant smile, "The Lord has done great things for me." The promise has become reality, the faith has become sight. And the God who saw your faith has now rewarded it before the world. Would you like me to continue the same sermon? Style, flow, emotionally rich, faith-filled, and written in Dr. David Yonggi Cho's motivational tone. For the **8th keynote **, the one after hold your head high. Before I begin, could you please confirm what the **8th keynote ** is? Do you mean a continuation of the same message, for example, a closing section or a new prophetic declaration? Or do you already have a specific paragraph you'd like me to expand like the one starting with *? Would you like me to make this speech longer? Once you clarify which part you want expanded, I'll write a 600-word continuation that perfectly matches the previous section's rhythm and tone.